Hey guys, I know, it's been a while, but new video. So today I'm going to talk about Infinity War. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it. If you haven't seen it, I don't know what you're doing. It's been out for long enough now, and if you're remotely interested in seeing it, I figured, you probably would have seen it by now. But I digress. Spoiler alert. So let's start at the end with the Infinity Gauntlet. Holy shit. I had some theories. I am a comic book fan. I haven't actually read the Infinity Gauntlet story arc, which Infinity War is loosely based off of, but I did know about the snap beforehand, even without looking into spoilers. Never in a million years, though, would I have guessed that it actually would have ended with the snap and half of everybody dying. Ballsy move on Marvel's part. Super ballsy move. Which brings me to my next point on all the superheroes who have died. Mainly the important ones are the newer ones that have just gotten introduced, like Black Panther and Spider-Man, both of whom have sequels confirmed for the future. So unless they're fucking with us and planning on replacing Black Panther or Peter Parker with Miles Morales and not telling anyone, I'm pretty sure that the Time Stone will come into play, and most of all the characters that we saw die will be retroactively brought back to life. I can next to guarantee that's going to happen. Even though it was such a big deal that all these characters died, I don't think any of them are really going to stick around for very long. And so, where does that leave us exactly? Well, to the keen observer, or the geek, you'd notice that all of the surviving members, all the surviving characters in the Infinity War movie are all original Avengers members. The one that survived at the end are Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, Black Widow. And so that leads me to believe that, again, most likely the Time Stone will come into play somehow. But I feel like what will most likely happen is they'll have some kind of time traveling event where the original Avengers will have to go back to when they first fought the army that was Thanos' army. It's easy to forget that the army that they fight in the first Avengers, the Chitauri army, they're called, they're actually Thanos' army, and they belong to Thanos. Loki borrowed them to lead the assault on Earth, and having that fail, set off some other things. So I'm thinking the best way to go back and do this would be to basically go back to the New York fight in the first Avengers and find a way to either destroy the scepter holding the power stone, not the power stone, whatever the scepter has, the cube, the Tesseract, fucking hell, the Tesseract. If they can find a way to basically go back in time and destroy the Tesseract during that battle, get rid of Loki's scepter, then they can basically prevent Thanos from ever being able to achieve the finger snap, or from ever getting all 6 stones, because one of them will no longer exist. So that's my best theory for how that's going to go, and it is just a theory from my knowledge of comics and knowing where they might take things. Obviously there's a lot up in the air. I don't know how Captain Marvel's going to fit in, because her storyline, as far as I know, is going to revolve around the Kree, or the Skrull, one of the alien species that infiltrates Earth, and there's multiple storylines in the comics of them taking over key characters and people not being aware of it, not being aware that it is actually a Skrull in disguise. So Captain Marvel might play into it as well, but I don't know how that's going to go, because I really don't know much about her. Some more quick Infinity War things. I do think the movie was amazingly done, like 10 out of 10. I really couldn't have expected more or better from it. But yeah, I didn't have any problems with the pacing of the movie at all. I didn't think there was too much action. And I didn't really think any characters were either left behind either, considering the amount of characters they had to juggle. I think everybody got a pretty fair amount of screen time. Doctor Strange, who I have not seen his movie. He's one of the only Marvel movies I haven't seen, not due to lack of interest, just haven't gotten around to it yet. There's so many goddamn Marvel movies, but Doctor Strange, I gotta say, did so well in the movie for, probably one of the least popular original characters to have their own movie. Doctor Strange didn't do super well compared to other Marvel movies, and his character was way cooler and actually helpful and important, was what I was gonna say there. Spider-Man and Iron Man's little father-son moments, and him trying to send Peter back, and Peter being the hero he is, and going up into space, goddamn touching shit. And of course, Spider-Man's death, out of all the characters, was just horrible to watch for a couple reasons. One, because it extended the longest, which brings another theory to mind that some people have pointed out, that the reason why is because of his spider sense. He does have heightened senses, so he can actually sense what's about to happen. He can sense himself dying, but he doesn't know what's going on, which is why he turns to Tony Stark and says, "I don't want to die." Heartbreaking. So that's it for now. I'm sure I could ramble on more, but I might touch on Infinity War some more in some later videos, but there's a quick Infinity War video. If you haven't seen it, definitely go see it. And if you have seen it, comment below. Tell me what you liked, didn't like about the movie, or liked, didn't like about my video. And have a good one. Peace.